hopefully you can see me, and we're going to do this. I'm not even doing it with a mirror. This is how quick this is going to be. But I wanted to do just a really quick everyday eye makeup look for mature women using some ready-to-wear palettes that I got a while ago from All Cosmetics Wholesale. And they were probably um, almost half of what they normally are. So that was a really good deal. So first of all, I already pretty much did my face and my brows, but I'm going to do my eyes and my lips real quick. I'm going to use this Ready to Wear New York Couture Powder Complexion Enhancer by Ready to Wear. I've used a lot of it. Did a lot of pan on that. It's a really nice, it says lots of colors in there, and I'll use this mirror here. So I'm going to just use a big fluffy brush, kind of go over it. I actually used an e.l.f. Foundation today, and a little bit of It Cosmetics Illumination Complexion, whatever foundation, but I'm going to put this on top just because it was a little too illuminating, and I like what this one does. So I'm going to go right into the eye palettes. I have a gorgeous eye palette here from Ready to Wear, and yes, there's a lot of frosty ones in here, but I've kind of figured out how to work them out pretty good. It's called The Eyes, but there's also this one too. This palette, which is really cool, has eyeshadows in it, but also a couple of... Wow, that just came right off, didn't it? Well, there's my mirror. That's interesting. Anyway, this is a beautiful palette. I don't know why that broke. That was very interesting. Bronzer and blush, which is very neutral toned. Some mattes and frosts here, so I can kind of combine these and come up with a nice look that's kind of everyday-ish. So I'm going to use a light fluffy brush here. I'm going to use this thing since it came off as my mirror. And I'm going to take this matte color right here, and I think there's a name for it. It says Copper Shenville eyeshadow, which is interesting. So this one right here. And I'm going to use that as kind of an all-over / transition color. Because we have hooded eyes, and that's what's going to kind of go up and over and a little bit up. Because it's a very neutrally soft taupe, I guess. See, I don't want to cover that up here. And I'm going to do that on the other side. How y'all doing today? I got a brand new camera. I'm giving it a shot. The lighting is terrible just because it's so gray and dark outside, and I don't have a Diva ring, so I'm trying to utilize a couple different light sources here and see if we can make it a little better. Alright, I'm going to take this nice chocolatey brown here, and I'll use the same brush. You don't have to, clearly. But I'm going to hit the corner, the outside, and sweep it up just a hair. This is going to be very light for every day. But the main thing for me is defining the hooded eye, getting rid of that hood. And I like to draw attention to my eyes. That's one of my favorite things about me, in my eyes and my smile. But so it's a very nice little chocolatey brown matte. These are mattes, or maybe satin might be a better word. So very light. I'm going to take a little dome brush, and I'm going to take, this is where I'm going to take interesting, this is kind of a really dark coppery color, and I'm going to take that underneath. It's kind of almost burgundy copper. It's very pretty. Great for blue eyes. And I'm just going to slide that on a little bit underneath. About 3/4 of the way in. Try not to bring it all the way in because I have small eyes. So, these palettes, and I don't know if they're still available or not, but allcosmeticswholesale.com. Not everything is marked down, I've learned, but there are an awful lot of good deals there, so if you're interested. Alright, I think that I was going to use a liner, but I don't know if I brought it out. So what I guess I'm going to do is take this dome brush again and use, let's see, I'll go in this palette just for fun. I'm going to use this purpley brown one right here to kind of line the top. It's got some, this is definitely a frost, but I'm just going to use it kind of like liner because I don't want to use harsh liner today. I'm not sure whether or not you can get these wet. You might be able to. I haven't tried it that way. That might be something to try. Just a little bit towards the lash line. I'll brush away any excess here. And a little bit, I'm going to use a different brush for this. Where did it go? I use this little dome brush. I just brought out this one thing that I gave my daughter, this little kit she never uses, so I'm going to use it. And I will hit this little highlighter color right here on top, just above the brows and in the inner corners of my eyes. You know, you don't even need to do all these steps for every day, but it just adds a little. Even my husband will comment on my eyes if I put just that little, you know, in the corners. It kind of just brightens everything up, and he'll say, "Oh, your eyes are beautiful today," because he always thinks that. Alright, I'm going to use Roller Lash. There we go. By Benefit. Always is using this. This is a really good one. I need to buy a new one. I need to buy a full-size one. But I am glad that they have the smaller sizes available so that you can give it a shot and, you know, you're not spending, well, however much it is. I think they're $23, I believe. This one and, of course, their Real are my two faves, and they're both by Benefit. Another one that's even more expensive, though, but very good, is Mally's mascara. I'm very impressed with Mally's. I almost went that direction, but this gives me the extra curl, and I don't know if you can see. I usually put like three lashes on, and I have very sparse. Now that happens to us after we age and whatnot, but very sparse, straight, thin, blondish lashes. You know, gray maybe is the right term. But this helps a little bit. And I don't use curling irons. There I go again. Eyelash curlers, because I have so few lashes, and you know, even if you do it very gently, you can still pull some out and cause problems. So I don't use them very often. I will use false lashes here and there for like a night out, which you can watch my last video on full makeup for mature women, and that was fun. Had a ball, by the way. I'll tell you, I had a great time. It's an old ballroom that was fixed up in downtown where I live, and just, you know, great bands, great music, just fun. You know, it's like I didn't realize how much there was to do in my age group. You know, we're not just sitting home doing nothing, right? And I have somebody to do it with now who enjoys it as well. You know, he's 7 years older than I am, and he's got a lot of energy, I'll tell you that. He's done everything. He's gold mined in Alaska, swam with the sharks in Fiji, was a millionaire, stockbroker. I mean, just name it, he's done it. And one of the things that he and I want to do together is take an RV trip across the country when we're retired, maybe before we're retired. Alright, I'm going to use just a cheap boutique lip liner. It needs to be sharpened desperately, but it's kind of a bricky red. And I'm going to hit this. I'll probably have to use it again because I'm going to use that really, really nude, very pale nude Rimmel liquid lipstick. So I will most likely have to touch up that. And this is the one I showed you before, but I didn't put it on, so I'm going to put it on for you. It almost erases your lips completely, but if you put the dimension back in with the liner, it's okay. See? Very Very nude. Yeah, we'll have to put a little more dimension in there. And this one is kind of drying, so I'm sure I will top it with some gloss somewhere. Color in the corners a little bit, so it's not quite so just on the edges, you know. Add a little dimension. And there we go. So those are that's my thing. I don't know why this broke, but ready to wear. It's pretty cool little palettes. This couture powder is very nice if you want very, very light coverage and you just don't feel like putting on a bunch of stuff. By itself, it's actually pretty good. And I can't get this back in. And fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. Alright, guys. I just wanted to try out my new camera and say hi to y'all and do an everyday look. Yeah, you know, keep checking in. Look at my other videos if you want a full-fledged evening look. And see you guys next time. Please thumbs up and subscribe. Let's keep supporting each other. And hi to all my subbies. I love you. I'm so glad that you guys are there. I really enjoy this community and I feel like I can share with you guys. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Peace.